Hey guys, welcome back to another month. I am so pumped and excited that you're back here with us again. I hope that last month, talking about prayer and those 4 different challenges that we had leading up to the last challenge of prayer was a blessing to you. I know it's been a blessing to me. And so now we're moving into the Bible. I'm very excited because the Bible is something that I just love and that is just so enriching to our day, right? And so my question today is, why do we study the Bible? Many of us, maybe we grew up in religious homes or Christian homes and we had Bibles at home. Maybe you had a Spanish Bible, right? The Santa Biblia. Or maybe you had a different Bible that was really big and you just didn't know how to use it and how to maneuver. Or maybe nowadays you're using now the iPad or your phone, you're using YouVersion, right? And you're going through that and you're talking, right? And your question is probably, why do we need to study the Bible? Like, what's it all about? Well, let me tell you this. In John 5, verse 39, Jesus is talking to the religious leaders and pastors and preachers of his day. They're asking him questions, and he tells them, look, you religious people, you search these scriptures, you're searching the Bible because you think that by knowing and having knowledge of the actual Bible, you have life. But he says, no. The reality is that the Bible talks about me, right? Jesus is saying the Bible is about me. It's pointing to me. It's talking about me. And so the focus of the Bible, right? When you're looking at your Bible, when you're trying to read every morning and you say, okay, God, I don't know what this is about. You need to first know that the focus of the Bible is Jesus. Secondly, the Bible tells us of God's undying devotion for humanity, right? From beginning to end, from Genesis, the first book of the Bible, to Revelation, the last book of the Bible, is the story of God looking and seeking and searching for you and for me. And we see this through the stories of God and his interactions with others. And this is a beautiful thing because in these stories we get to know who God is and how he views humans and how he treats humans, right? Many times we see and we try to understand more about, for example, our parents, right? Many of us don't even know about their past and who maybe they dated or what school they went to high school and whatnot, right? But when we hear their stories, we get a better appreciation of who they were, right? And not just that, but when we're getting to know someone, it's important for us not only to spend time with them, whether with friends or we're pursuing a relationship with them, but it's important to see how they relate and how they react in relationship with other people, right? A lot of times when I was growing up, my mom and dad would always say, look at how the girl you want to date treats her father because that may be the way she treats you. So we as humans are very interested in how people treat each other, right? And that's the Bible. The Bible is the story of God reaching and seeking others to save people, to reach out to them, to communicate and to speak with them, to change their lives. And that's what's really cool, right? That we can learn more about God simply by reading more of the Bible. And the Bible is composed of 66 different books. I know many of you maybe didn't like going to the library. Maybe you loved it. But the Bible is a library in itself. It's one common theme, which is talks about God. And like I said, from beginning to end, it is God seeking for you and me. In those 66 books, we see the idea of a big battle between what many will say good and evil, between Satan and between God. God being the protagonist, the God of goodness, the one that created a perfect world, and Satan, the one that disguised as a serpent and as a dragon in many instances in the Bible, comes to break down the perfect world that God has set up. And so in this, from Genesis to Revelation, the first book to the last book of the Bible, we see this battle for the hearts and the minds of you and me. You see, this is all of what the Bible's about. It's about Jesus. It's about God. It's about you and me. And it's awesome to see ourselves in the stories of the Bible. And so what we're going to do for this first challenge for this first week, seeing that the Bible is a book that tells us more about God and how he views us, I invite you to go to the book of John, right? If you don't know where John is, that's fine. Just go to the beginning of the Bibles. Most Bibles will have this, what they call the table of contents, right? Where you see where the books are. The first book of John will be in the New Testament. You will look at John, and I want you to start, let's just say John 4, the story of the Samaritan woman. And we'll be talking each week more about that, and we'll see and we'll learn how it is that we should study and how I just study the Bible. So maybe that can help you in your study as well. But I want you to remember as you go through that, to just spend time in the Word. You might not know how to do it. Remember, we did this last week. You might be stressing out, say, I don't know, but think about last month. Last month, we tried praying, maybe for the first time, for real. You were praying to God. And at the end of the month, we got up to 20 minutes in prayer. Isn't that amazing? 20 minutes praying. I don't know how it's been if you've been doing that consistently, but I invite you now, what you're going to do, you've been spending 20 minutes every morning in prayer. Now, what I want you to do is add only 10 minutes. That's all I'm asking. 10 minutes to your time with Jesus and with God in the Bible. Now, you can pray first and then read, or you can read and then pray. There's many different things you can do. You have audio Bibles, you have different Bibles. You can read in a real Bible, you can read in an electronic, whatever you want, you do that. But I just want you to spend 10 minutes in the Bible. And we're going to look at John 4. So I want you to turn to John 4. Once you find it in the New Testament, look it up by the number, whatever it is. And you're just going to read the whole chapter and spend 10 minutes just reading and praying as you read and saying, God, help me learn something new today. Help me learn something about you and something that can speak to my life where you want to change. All right, let's try that. 10 minutes this week. I'll see you guys next week. Peace.